Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to do this little video because I have two watches of the same price here. I just thought I'd do a comparison between two because these are pretty well exactly the same price. Both watches, well I say this one I've got in for review from Ryan over at Francis and Gaye. I'll say every single video, he's a superstar, you need a Sinn, go there. If you're in the UK, they'll sort of sync out for you. Dare say they'll do you a deal and get a watch posted out to you, or if you can go into the shop. Now this one I actually brought from there, so this is my own watch. So both of these watches retail at round about £3,200 something pounds. So they're not cheap watches, but they're at a similar price point. Both are chronos, but each watch is so different than the other, even though they are both Sinn chrono watches. Now, first thing first, here we have the classic Sinn 903. I know what people are going to say. Yes, oh, that's just a copy, but no, it isn't, as Sinn own the rights to this watch. And they have done for over 40 years. So, this is a 41mm chrono. It's a really nice size. I think on this bracelet especially, it's got a lot of sparkle to it. It really has a lot of presence on the wrist, and it looks an expensive watch. So, you know, no ifs or buts, it looks great. Now, what I went for is the 144. Now, even though this is the same price, technically it's more expensive than what it would normally be, because this is the anniversary model. So you can get this watch for roughly around about £800 or £900 cheaper if you don't get it in this anniversary, layout. Now the big difference is with the standard one versus this one, and what you're paying for is the tagmented steel on this watch, which has then been black hard coated, and you get it on a bracelet, and you also get it on this rather nice silicone strap. Now I really like this strap. I think it is really, really good. Plus you also get this very nice butterfly clasp. Now some people might be saying, wow, you know, if it's that much more, you're not getting a lot. Now you wouldn't believe it, to get this hard coated and blacked, it's normally about £300+. They will do it on a few watches in, and to get the clasp, these are normally very expensive, over £200 something. So you do have options. Now, as I say, both watches 41mm. They're both classic designs and have been round. This has been around with Sinn since the 70s, late 70s, but the actual design predates that. And this design has been around since the early 70s. So I say both are the same price as such, both chronos, but they go about it in completely different ways. This, I would say, is more of a dressier watch, where this is the sporty kind of chrono. Now, one of the other big differences with this watch, now, as you can see, that movement back there, it's a beautifully decorated movement. I think it's a really nice job. And I say what really distinguishes this watch from that, this chrono has a column wheel. Now, what that actually means, I should actually mention what this movement is. This is the LJP 8000. Both of them have roughly the same amount of joules, same performance. I've had both on the time grapher, and to be fair, they're both excellent. They're both pulling like 1 or 2 seconds a day maximal. I've set it about 3 or 4 days ago, and at the minute it's around about, I think it's about 2 seconds roughly. So great movement. The movement in this one is the new Concepto C99001, and out of the two, this isn't a column wheel. This has got a cam movement. I'm going to go into that a little bit more in a minute. This has got an amazing free-flowing, rotor in there. It just loves to spin. And I like it because you can also feel it on the wrist. This one is a little bit more subdued somewhat. But the big difference with the column wheel, and I'll put a picture in of the column wheel so you can see what I mean, is the feel of the pushers. Now, if I start this, be quiet so you might be able to hear it. The start-stop is super buttery smooth. It is an absolute joy to operate. It's just the tiniest amount of movement, and it clicks so positive. And there's no difference between the start-stop. The reset, you have to press it a little bit harder, but it is an absolute joy. Now, if I set the chrono working on this, the start-stop, it's hard to describe, but there's a longer throw on the start. Still quite positive. The stop it's one of these, it doesn't really do it justice, but it just doesn't feel as nice. There's no difference in operation. It's simply down to the fact this just the movement in this with the column wheel, it just feels so nice to operate. It really does. Really hard to describe, but it does feel better. I can't argue that. So, but otherwise, performance, I say this is more of a sportier watch. This is a little bit more dressier watch, as you can see, especially when it's on this fine link bracelet. It does look a lot more dressy. There's no denying it. But for me, out of the two, obviously I went with this one. This is also a limited edition of only 600 pieces. So I really quite fancy this one. But I can understand anyone who was to go with this. It is, after all, a classic design. So just wanted to show you the two side by side so you get the idea of how they actually look. I'll put them both on my wrist quick so you get a quick look. I'm wearing a Sinn 104 at the minute. If I put this on my wrist, the rotor does spin more freely. I can even feel it moving now. That's it on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. So it fits just really nicely. I really like it. If I put the 90, I say the problem I've got here, because it is a watch, it's a sample model, I haven't sized it. But you can see also this, I just think it's a classic cool look. May not be for everyone, but this is an icon. If anyone catches a glance of this, they know what type of watch it is straight away. So anyway, let me know in the comments below which one you prefer. Which would you go for? I say they're the same price, so be interesting. Okay, all the best, stay safe, and I'll see you at the next review, guys. Bye.